So by now we've all seen the splash heard round the world, where Zionist agitators in Amsterdam took a little dip in the canal after they were confronted by Moroccans living in the Netherlands. The Moroccans were responding to Zionist instigators who had beat up a cab driver, pulled down Palestinian flags, and chanted things like, "There are no schools in Gaza because there are no children in Gaza." This is all corroborated by Amsterdam police and a young independent journalist. This event triggered a Zionist emergency where they sent out planes to go pick up the trash that had been spilled in the canals. A lot of people have done a good job correcting the record and misinformation put out by Western media and politicians. I want to talk about why this event happened, and it's not just because Israelis are insufferable everywhere they go. Immediately after this, the occupation sent out travel advice telling people not to go to the Netherlands. What a tremendous loss for the people of Amsterdam. How will they deal with all that peace and quiet? Shortly after the incident, Avigdor Lieberman, the occupation's foreign minister, put out a statement where he said, "I urge the Jews of Europe not to wait as many did on the eve of the Holocaust. Leave everything and come home to Israel." This is the crux of the incident, I believe. The occupation is currently hemorrhaging people. At least 500,000 of its settlers have deserted the genocidal project. They are drafting the Orthodox Jews into military service because they are so short on bodies. The reason this incident happened, I believe, is to strike fear into the hearts of European Jews and get them to immigrate to the occupation. There's a precedent for this theory because that's exactly what they did to Iraq in the 1950s. Mossad agents, who also attended the football match, were responsible for committing terrorist attacks in the 1950s in Baghdad to create unrest for the Jewish people living there. Professor Avi Shleim, a British-Israeli academic, has written extensively about how Mossad was responsible for carrying out terrorist attacks and bombings in Iraq to drive Jews out of their actual homelands. Masoud Hayyoun also wrote about this in his book When We Were Arabs. Both the Iraqi government and the British embassy to Iraq agreed that Zionist activists had perpetrated the attack. It's a real generous use of the word activists. In 1954, at least 9 Jewish Egyptians were recruited by Zionist intelligence and carried out firebombings on key locations in Alexandria and Cairo with the same incentive. The point of this was to make it impossible for Jewish communities living in those places to feel safe or not be suspected of being Zionist agents. This is actually an old playbook that they're using. The difference is now we have raw footage of what happened and we don't rely on their media to tell us.